All right, now that we've gone through each individual facial part, what we're going to do is going to basically start putting them together. So here I have got, really quickly, I've got my roundness of my head, and I'm going to basically draw my circle here. I'm going to elongate that circle like so, and I'm going to find those centers of those circles as well. So here, here, and probably around here. I'm going to pull that down like so, and I'm going to basically use this edge, and I'm going to kind of create that cut here we were talking about before. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to pull that down further as well. Okay, and so here comes down the draw line, and the draw line is going to swoop down into the chin. We're going to put a flatness for the chin here, and then we're probably going to see some of this draw line pop over here. So I'm just going to draw like so. And so that starts blocking out the basic shape of our head. Now with that, what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of continue with the neck here just to give me some foundation. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start placing items. And the first thing is we're going to just add in a little bit of that kind of block in here that I talked about with making the head form. And we're going to block that out like so. And we are going to kind of block out the hairline here. So we've got our hairline. We're going to come down and we've got our eye line. So that means the nose is going to come roughly down here as well. And so with those things in place, now we can start drawing the other parts of this. So very simple. I'm going to kind of really rough in the eyeballs, keeping them kind of proportional to each other. I'm going to block in the nose. And I'm just going to block in the nose with a trapezoid like so. And I'm going to put that something along the lines of like that. And then I'm going to basically give me a kind of position for the mouth, as well as marking in the three sections for the bottom of the lip and the chin. Okay, so now with those all blocked in, we can start developing more of the details. Okay, with this idea, what we can do is we can then start building up more of our features. So in this case, because we're slightly a little turned, I'm going to kind of push in the eyes a little bit more like this, and kind of bring out this like so. And then we're going to do the same thing for over here. Pull out the eyes, and then because it's rounding around the corner, I'm going to see a little bit of that kind of flatness of the eye here. And I'm going to bring this up in here, and like so. And then we've got our nose. I'm going to really simply kind of block out some basic shapes there. That's going to give me kind of the curvature around the nose, and that's going to bring me a nostril right around here, and then that nostril can kind of come down and go into the lip, which is like so. And I'm going to start seeing the other side of the nostril. Now I'm going to bring this kind of over like so, and then I'm going to see a little bit of that nostril on the other side. So it's going to round out, and I can always go through and erase some of the lines here that I feel like are kind of getting in the way. But with that, I'm going to draw my peak and give me kind of my rough nose kind of shape here. So I'm just going to kind of flatten that out. And then with that idea in mind, if you want to like work with the nose a little bit, I can make things thinner and thicker, so I can give them a little bit more of kind of that kind of more bony aspect here and bony aspect there. So that'll make it a little bit more interesting. And then I'm going to kind of bring that around and then kind of pull out some of those from the eyes. So really simple. Now I'm getting a lot of lines, and the lines are basically creating a little bit more, it's harder and harder to see what's going on, and that's fine. You can always negate the lines by making the layer transparent or just slightly erasing them with pencil paper. And then basically I'm going to draw my 2 circles like so, and that's going to basically give me my mouth shape. And I'm going to use, I'm going to just kind of put a little bit more like so, like this, that comes back up, kind of a, and then something like that. So there is our basic mouth shapes. And then with that, you're starting to form out the basic shapes. So the eyebrows would come up here like so, and that's going to give me that eye shelf here coming down. So something along those lines of that. And then as I continue forward here, I'm going to give it a little bit more of that eye shelf too. So we're just going to kind of quickly plop that out. And then, you know, we can kind of give him some crazy hair or you know, block that out. We can also give him, you know, his ear back here and basically pull down the draw line and then start shaping and sculpting a little bit more of the face. So we can bring in more of that draw line here. We can even bring in like some of this, the smile lines here and the frown lines, and bring that in to kind of make it look like he's got a little bit more muscle in there. And then again, we are going to slowly kind of pull out some of this because this will curve back in space. And so ultimately that is kind of how you put together the overall chin and features here of the face. And we can even add in like pensive off stare to the screen here, something like that. Give a little bit of thickness under the eyes to give it that shadow and depth. And then we can add in the eyelids, and this would come up like so. So we've got that. So as you can see, I'm starting to build up a little bit more of that facial frame and so on. And that's ultimately what's going to happen as you start building more and more faces. Then what's going to happen as you get more and more comfortable with building a face, you'll start negating some of the lines. You'll instinctively see the form in your line drawing, and you won't need to add in those underlying lines. And that's basically, you're just learning how that face is going to look. So ultimately, you know, you'll see the shape and form going on. And so with that in mind, I've got a couple more faces here that we're going to draw on, and I'm going to speed up and so as you can see, there's a lot less line work involved in it.